Hey there YouTube, Merrick Pie here. So this is version 2.0 of my Redstone game, Tapper, or Root Beer Tapper. And I'm actually going to officially release this as a world save or a schematic for those of you who are wanting to put it directly into your world that you have already set up. Because I'm proud enough of it that I feel that it is ready for other people to look at it. It doesn't have all the features in it, and it does have one. To me, it's a major bug because it's a bug in general, but it's not game breaking, so I'm not that worried about it. And we'll actually see it as I give an example of the game going. But here it is. The things that I've changed from version 1, the things that you can notice immediately. It's not redstone torches that represent the bar anymore, the bars that the mugs are coming down, or the pulses are coming down. It is now repeaters, because I thought it was easier to see these repeaters. They give a lot longer pulse length, as opposed to just the torches, where you just have to see it go down each torch. But in order to accommodate that, I had to make my player space, my player control input, above the ground, as opposed to on the same level as the ground. And I actually thought that ended up working out better than if I had it on the ground, because again, you can see a lot easier when you're above the ground. You can see the bars a lot easier when you're above the ground. Let's see. I'm using Misa's HD texture pack, as opposed to Short Stuff 7's Clean Design pack, for the one and only reason that you can see a lot easier through the glass in Misa's pack. Let's see, right over here is, if you saw my high score, current score video, I think it was the last video that I uploaded. I have this implemented in right here, and this is actually where the bug is, and you'll see it's not game breaking, but it is kind of stupid looking. Right now, I have my high score of 4, and then my current score of 4. So, give me a second, and then I'll show you a new game. Okay, so I've reset my current score, and I'll show you how to do that for when you implement this into your own world in a second. But I reset my current score, and so now the object of the game is, if you think about it in terms of the original Tapper, Root Beer Tapper, the pulses represent mugs that the patrons at this bar that I am tending, the player is playing the bartender. The pulses represent empty beer mugs that the patrons at this bar have just finished and are sliding down the bars back to you. Your job is to be standing on the respective pressure plate when the pulse reaches you, so that you catch the glass before it breaks. So, if we look at... let me show you how it's working. Okay. So, okay. Okay, so I caught one. I think I caught a second one. Did I catch that one? Yes. Let's see. There, I caught again. Did I catch that one? Okay. There we go. Okay, and here's where you see the bug. I have the display for the high score mirrored to the display for the current score. So, while they look different, they are actually representing the same number. So my current score, I just got 5. I just caught 5 mugs. So since it was higher than my previous high score of 4, the high score updates. So, give me a second to show you the backbone of the game. Okay, so here's a big overview of everything going into the game. I probably could have made it a little bit smaller. This is actually me trying to be compact. Usually it would be a lot wider and a lot more thrown out all over the place than it is. But, let's see. So, right there, that's the player space. That's where we were in. I wanted to make it in a box so you don't actually see what's going on in the background. Right here is my random number generator. I'm not too sure I like it that well. it doesn't work perfectly because obviously it's no random number generator is going to be truly random, but this one does send a pattern that's pretty predictable if you just look at it for a little bit. But how it's working is I have three different clocks running at different prime number pulse widths that send its information down 5 different decoders, each of these representing a different number, different binary number. So this one is 111, this is 110, 101, 100, and 011. So whenever those clocks align to give out any one of these, to reach any one of these decoders, it would send its pulse down to here. Excuse me. So when the pulse comes down to here, it does two things. One, it sends into the play space, and two, it sends its pulse down this chain to this contraption here. I'd like to thank Minecraft Addict for showing me this compact pulse lengthener. I was actually looking for something like this the day that he posted it, so serendipitously I got this in. I was able to use this, and again, thank you very much, Minecraft Addict. For version 3.0, I'm thinking about using a linear shift register that, let's see, 71 Gaming posted, and is wondering if it would solve my problem. We'll see. I've looked at it a little bit, and it's gonna be kind of hard to get it working within just a 5-bar game. In order to get it to start giving really random numbers, you have to give a lot more bits, and I don't know if I want to do that, but we'll see. Right now, I think this sends out 20 different numbers before it starts repeating, so I thought that was pretty good. Let's see what else. So the pulse, so why I have this pulse lengthener. So if I would have just had the clock generators connected to these decoders that then send pulses into the playing field, there would be pulses going on all the time, and it'd be overwhelming. Let me see if I can turn it off for just a second to show you. Oh, that's turning it on. Let's see. Right here. Okay. Just to show you. Okay. Pulse, 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 another pulse, another pulse, pulse again, pulse, 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 pulse. Okay, and we don't want that to happen. The player would get so overwhelmed with the mugs coming down that they just, I would think they'd just start giving up. They'd go, hey, I can't keep up with all this stuff, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to stand in one bar and just collect my points that way until I reach whatever goal I have set. So what I have is this pulse length, or this pulse width lengthener. What it does is it holds these torches on for however long that pulse goes. What that does is it refuses these gates, these decoders, from sending any information for, I think I have it for pretty close to 1.5 seconds. So during that time, the player can, wrap their head around the situation, figure out where they need to be standing next, or just sort of reset in their mind and be able to try to anticipate where the mug is going to be coming in next. So that's what I have this here for. This right here is actually going to be a part of version 3, so I'm not going to talk about it until the very end of the video. Right here is my current player score counter, binary counter. How it registers the player score if we look back in our play space. Excuse me. These pressure plates are connected to these torches. Whenever I stand on that torch, it turns this redstone torch, or whenever I stand on that pressure plate, it turns this torch off. And if I'm standing on it, when the pulse hits here, both this torch and that torch would be off at the same time, and it would send a positive pulse through here. That leads to the binary counter right here. This, which is just 5 T flip-flops stacked next to each other, vertical T flip-flops stacked next to each other. This is on the wiki. There is one that has a built-in edge trigger, but I think that was built before we had redstone repeaters, so it is a lot bigger and more unwieldy than what you can build today. So I just added my own edge triggers, which I think is a lot smaller and a lot neater than the ones that they have. So this is the counter, and it sends its information both to the display right here, which is the current score display right here, and it sends its info out the back to my high score checker right here. If you want to know what's going on here, just check out the high score display video that I posted. I think it was the last video I posted, and I'll put a annotation link for those interested. But let's see, it comes through here, it does its thing. These arsenal latches represent the high score. Whenever they get updated, it sends its information to here, which is the high score display, and as you can see, it is the exact opposite of the current score display, so that's why they appear opposite over there. Give me a second and I'll show you, I'll start explaining exactly what this is going to be and what version 3.0 is going to look like. So it turns out if I try to explain this, I get over the 15-minute mark, and I don't want to really break this up into 2 videos, so I'm just going to keep it as a secret. Secrets are fun. Secrets make people want to keep viewing your videos, so I'm going to keep it as a secret, so at least I have something that you might not know what's going on until version 3.0. I am going to include this part into the world save and the schematic for those of you who are trying to tinker around with it, so maybe y'all can figure it out before I go ahead and release it. If you do, that's awesome, because you're definitely smarter than I would be able to. Just figuring out what some random piece of redstone machinery is actually supposed to do. But for those of you who are willing to wait, just sit around and wait, and whenever I make a 3.0 of this, then you'll see what is going on here. So, as usual, how I end my things, keep subscribing, keep watching, keep viewing, keep telling your friends, keep liking, keep favoriting, keep doing everything that you can, because I am just one more step away from becoming the jaded asshole that I set out to be in my very first video. Thanks.